Hello. In this training, we're going to go through the process of enrolling a client in a coordinated entry program. The first step is to make sure that you are switched into your coordinated entry role. You can do that by clicking on the little caret to switch between agencies. Once we've found our client, we'll go to programs. From here, you will see the programs that are available within the coordinated entry agency to enroll a client in. If you do not see these programs as available options, you're probably not switched into your coordinated entry role. So for this demonstration, we'll enroll Alexis in a coordinated entry project. Typically, you'll want to enroll a client in a coordinated entry project when they are in need of housing resources to either obtain or maintain their housing. Click on Coordinated Entry Project and click Enroll. And next, you'll go through the intake information. The system will automatically set the date to today's date. So if you are backdating an enrollment, it's important to make sure that you change that to the appropriate enrollment date. Type of residence, and it's going to be where did Alexis sleep on the night before this conversation. We'll say that she stayed in a place not meant for human habitation. The length of stay in prior situation. For this example, we'll say 1 month or more, but less than 90 days. And we'll say that her approximate date homelessness started was 2 months ago on September 10th, 2022. It's important to remember that approximate date homelessness started is the approximate date homelessness started for this episode of homelessness. This is not asking for the approximate date homelessness started for all time. Next, we'll ask Alexis how many times she has been on the streets in a safe haven or in an emergency shelter in the last 3 years. We'll say she has experienced homelessness 2 different times in the last 3 years for a total of 8 months. Next, you'll ask your client about disabling conditions. If the answer to any of these specific disabling conditions is yes, then the answer to overall disabling condition must be yes. So if your client says they have a physical disability, then you should select yes for disabling condition. Next, you can indicate what type of disability they have. So we'll say, for this example, that Alexis has a physical disability that is long-term and no other disabilities. So we'll go through and select no for all of the remaining disability choice options. We want to make sure that we're asking our clients about their status as domestic violence survivors for privacy reasons. So if a client answers yes, that they are a domestic violence survivor, then we'll ask these other questions. If they say no, these questions will not appear. So we'll say for this example that yes, Alexis is a domestic violence survivor. The last occurrence of domestic violence was about a year ago or more. And this is an important question. Are you currently fleeing a domestic violence situation? The answer to this is whether or not they are actively in danger from their abuser. If the answer to this question is yes, you should not proceed in enrolling a client in coordinated entry. If a client answers yes, that they are currently fleeing a domestic violence situation, please reach out to your DPAL to get information on how to complete a referral for this client so that they can properly be enrolled in coordinated entry. For this example, we'll say no. She's not currently fleeing. She has experienced domestic violence in the past, but she's not at risk from her abuser at this time. We'll say that she's receiving Social Security in the amount of $794 a month. and that she is receiving food assistance and Medicaid. The last step is just to make sure that you have your correct region selected. So for this example, we're in Pueblo, but we have all of the different regions listed here. So making sure that you select the correct one will ensure that this person populates on your by name list. Next, we'll select the county. This is Pueblo County. And process bucket is built for zero term that's interested in understanding what part of the process of housing navigation is the client in. Typically, if you're enrolling them in a coordinated entry project, they're at the assess. Finally, we want to make sure that all of our information is entered correctly. And click save. Once the client has been enrolled in the program, the system will automatically drop you into the assessments portion of the program. Here's where you'll find your SPDAT series. So your TAE, your JD, individual, family, and a case conferencing assessment so that you can track conversations about the client's progress towards housing. That is all for our video today. Thank you so much for watching.